solid construction. The drain is a really high quality drain on it, which is one of the ways that you can tell the quality of a cooler. So yeah, I'm excited to open it, and I'm going to be doing some testing to see how it compares to my Coleman Extreme cooler, as well as my, I've got 2 or 3 other coolers that I use pretty frequently, but the Coleman Extreme is kind of my go-to, but it's really big. So I'm kind of excited about this one because it's a little bit smaller than the Coleman Extreme, but it's supposed to hold ice for 5 days. So again, really excited to see it. So here we go. So inside the box, you can see the cooler. It's not light, which, you know, some people may say is a bad thing, but from a quality standpoint, you know what I mean? I'm an old school stereo guy, and when you're talking about stereos, all these newer stereos are really super light, but they're junk. So when you look at like an old school Marantz or, you know, something like that, they're heavy, and that tells you the quality. Again, this is the first time I've opened this box. I waited just to show you guys what this looks like. The sealing is really strong. The quality of the cooler is really tough. You can see in here just how thick the rotoformed sides are on this thing. And the hinges, I mean, this is pretty legit, right? It does have a built-in bottle opener right here on it. It's got these really super strong locks on it to keep it closed. It's got some ruler on the top, and then it's got bottle spots, so you can set your cans on top of it and use it as a table. Handle, ooh, that's really nice. It locks in place there in between these little ridges. My Coleman Extreme is my favorite cooler so far. It was a good price. It was really inexpensive, maybe $60, $65, but the bad thing about it is it's really large. So compared to this, it's probably, you know, almost twice as long and maybe an inch or 2 thicker. The drain on it is also really poor quality, so you have to watch it to make sure that it's not leaking. The sealing is a lot better. On the Coleman, it's just literally you just push it shut, but there is no locking mechanism. There's nothing to hold it shut at all. It's just an open close, no locking whatsoever. So these are really high quality. I love that you can see how you really have to put some grunt into it just to unlock those handles. So it's very sort of Yeti-esque. Again, this handle is really nice. The foam grip makes it a lot easier, but this is really super strong, well constructed. And I do like that it pops in between these plastic parts so easy and just sort of locks in place. So you can leave it like that. So again, packing up for a trip, really nice and easy to carry. And then when you're ready to pack up, you just drop it down. So far, really super impressed with this cooler. Again, I have to do some testing to see how it holds up, how it holds ice. But yeah, I like it. So far, really good. So as you can see here, I wanted to get an accurate weight on the cooler. It is pretty hefty feeling. So setting it on my scale at home, I came up with 14.4 pounds. All right, everybody, so next step, I'm going to test ice holding capabilities. Took my whole freezer thing, ice maker full of ice. I'm gonna dump that in this cooler, and it's about 10:15 p.m. on Saturday night, so we'll see how long this lasts. Also wanted to say that this cooler has not been pre-chilled. It's just been sitting in my 70-degree house at room temperature for the last couple days. So no pre-icing, no anything, you know, to give it any sort of advantage. I'm literally just took this out of my freezer. I'm going to pour it into the cooler, and we're going to see how long it lasts. Get all the ice. we go. So as you can see, probably about 1/6 of the way full with ice. Again, room temperature, I'm going to leave it in my garage. Temperatures are supposed to be about 50 to 70 degrees over the next week. So we'll see how long it holds this ice. I'm going to seal it tonight, and I'm only going to open it once a day just to check and see how the ice is doing. So here we go. All right, everybody. This is 24 hours now. Not very much ice in here either, just a little amount. My little door-based freezer worth of ice, but I mean, as you can see, it's still all pretty much ice. There might be a tiny bit of water down in there. Again, I didn't pre-chill the cooler, so you can see it's pulled away from the sides a tiny bit, but it's still pretty solid ice. Cool. All right, closing it up. We'll see what it's like tomorrow night. All right, folks. 48 hours now, day 2. Okay. Still not too bad considering how little ice was in there. So I'd say it's probably 40-50% melted, but still doing pretty good. Again, normally, I would say, what I normally take is some refrigerated drinks that are already pre-chilled. So like some Cokes, some beers, things like that. Some frozen foods that would also help too. But still, to have a room temperature cooler and throw some ice in it, it's been over 48 hours now. It's a little after 10. I'd say that's doing pretty good. I bet I get another day out of it at least. And again, to pre-chill it or to put, more ice in it, or to put some refrigerated, pre-chilled foods and drinks in there, I think it'd be pretty easy to say you could get 3 to 5 days out of this thing, just depending on what you put in it. All right, guys and girls, day 3. It was a little warmer today. I got up to about mid-70s probably. Yep, and that about did it. So as you can see, most of it's melted now. Still though, still some ice. I mean, you can see how little water's in there. Like I just put one little freezer door worth of ice in it. So I don't really want to write it off due to that because there was so little ice. I mean, normally, this would be packed full of beer and pop and other cold stuff, and then I would fill it probably close to the top with ice, which again, due to the size, the nice thing about this one is it's going to take a lot less ice than my giant cooler that I always end up doing too much ice in. It's not as effective because it's spread out all the way across this big cooler. So, I mean, I think I'd probably call it done at this point, but still 3 days, not bad. Okay, so overall this cooler feels extremely solid to me. The materials are really high quality. The drain plug is great, the handle is great, the cooler itself is hefty and feels really good. The ice holding capability, fantastic. Again, I may post a follow-up video in the future when I go on a long camping trip, but just to throw a little bit of ice in it and get 3 days out of it is outstanding, no pre-chilling, so I was really impressed. And especially for the price. That's a really good deal. So speaking of the price, it's $130 right now on Amazon, but they currently have a deal going where you can check a box and get a coupon for 20% off, which puts it just over $100. They also offer a 24-month warranty on the cooler, which is pretty outstanding. So I mean, honestly, I would highly recommend this cooler. Like, it's great. I'm gonna post a link in the description of this video to where you can get your own cooler, but yeah, man, check it out. It's great. I highly recommend it.